Hi, everyone. Welcome to week 4 and happy Thanksgiving to all of you and all of your families. As you know, week 4, you're not required to turn anything in the week of Thanksgiving or do any discussions. Feel free to do work during the week if you'd like to, but it's due the following week. So my calendar says you're rather than having your discussion due by the 24th, your discussion is due by December 1st. Can you believe it's almost December? Anyhow, I hope all of you have a wonderful Thanksgiving break and get to spend plenty of time having great food and spending times with your families. So with week 4, let me back up to go forward here. Week 3, we had a great discussion and you guys really thought very reflectively about your experiences with the simulation. So I really did appreciate that. And then we also spent some time learning about inclusion. I have not graded all of your work this week. I will take the week of Thanksgiving to grade everything. But if you have any questions when you get work back from me, feel free to reach out. I'm happy to have that conversation with you. So for week 4, we're going to talk about intellectual disabilities, often referred to as ID, and also the categories of traumatic brain injury, referred to as TBI, orthopedic impairments, and also multiple disabilities. So this week, you are going to read some FAQs about intellectual disabilities and look at some information about orthopedic impairments. There are some videos for you to watch about ID, inclusion, TBI, and multiple disabilities. And then if you are interested, I did give you the chapters to read in the supplemental text if that's something that you have been doing. So for our discussion this week, what we'd like for you to do is define what is an intellectual disability, and how can a student identified in that category of intellectual disability be included in a general education classroom. And when I say included, you're always going to see the word meaningfully included, lumped together with included. What that means to me is that not only do they have access, but they're also participating, that they're not in a room at the back table with a para and the rest of the class is going on. So think about meaningful inclusion, authentic inclusion, and what that means to you and how can an identified student be included. Make sure you include examples of accommodations and modifications, and also think about universal design principles. What can you make available for this student that would be beneficial for all students or for any student? Those are things to think about for our discussion this week. For our assignment, I'm going to ask you to think even a little bit more deeply about universal design for learning. I want you to design a classroom using UDL principles. So it needs to be accessible to students with a disability that impacts their mobility in this case. So you're going to need to describe the physical environment, talk about the materials, and how the materials can be accessed either independently by the student with disabilities and by all students. The classroom design can be done however you're comfortable. You can write a paper, you can do a drawing that is annotated, you can make a diorama, build a little classroom, and send me photographs of it, or do a presentation with a narrative or a video presentation. And there's one that isn't on the list that somebody did in my last class, was very cool. They actually used the Sims game, and they built their classroom in a Sims environment and then sent me a video of their Sims classroom, which was extremely cool. If you come up with anything else that's not on the list of a way to demonstrate your understanding of designing this classroom, just send me an email and I will certainly entertain any creative ways to do this. Just make sure that whatever you do, that you have a bibliography in APA format on a separate piece of paper if it's not a written paper, or at the last page if it is a written paper. So that's what we're thinking about for week 4. I can't believe we're more than halfway done with this course already. But again, have a wonderful Thanksgiving, and I will see you on the discussion in week 4. Take care. Bye-bye.